with Roxanne Shante, featuring DJ Silk on Rock the Bell Radio.
Okay. Well, as you know, I have a lot of brothers, both in and out of hip-hop. And so one of the things that I do is I leave the door open. And of course, they always love to come and visit their sister.
That's right.
Please believe it. So I've had one of my one of my Hollywood, hip-hop Hollywood brothers. So we're going to go right here with it right now. Let's do it.
Hollis to Hollywood, but is he good? Broke it down to the very last compound. Hollis to Hollywood, but is he good?
Okay, right now we have in the studio with us, Sean Nelson.
Yep.
That's right. So in case you can't recognize the voice, you will definitely know who he is. I'm talking about Fresh himself from the movie Fresh. I'm talking about The Wood, The Corner, The Year That Trembled, The Date, The Gospel, Their Eyes Were Watching God, The Orphan King, Miracle Boys, Premium.
That's
there's
the
a lot.
resume,
Listen. There's so much shit on here. I could have started rhyming. Just then, I was seeing so many words. I was getting ready to start freestyling and shit. I was gonna say, "Oh, listen to that."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, hey, how are you?
I'm not bad, just trying to stay busy, grinding it out.
Absolutely.
Constantly staying on my game,
Well, I'm going to tell you, up here at LL Cool J's Rock the Bells, we have what we call From Hip Hop to Hollywood, which means you get to cover a gambit of everything. And we've seen you do so much of that.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I really wanted to ask you, and this is like my own personal question, is when you did the part Fresh, was that difficult?
I wouldn't say it was difficult. There was a part in the movie that it took a little trying to get, but it was the crying scene in the end. It was like, I don't know if I could just cry on the spot, And there's a story behind that, actually. When I was doing that scene, the first take, I couldn't cry. Like,
really?
It wasn't happening. Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't get to that place. So Sam, being the nice guy he is, tried to help me out. So he's like, yeah, I got you. So we start action. And the director's just like, take your time. If it comes when it comes.
Okay.
And Sam, he starts screaming at me, and then he starts slapping me, trying to bring that emotion out. And I'm like, yeah, no, it didn't work.
I was getting ready to ask you, like, listen.
I was like, I'm just getting tight, actually.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
He's like, there ain't no tears coming. We about to start rumbling in here.
But,
So
the
how did
one
you get
after
to cry?
that, I just took my time with it and just really just kind of got to that place, just breathing and thinking. I don't know exactly what I thought about, now, but it just happened, and I was so like, I did it.
Really?
Yeah. It took a little while, though. Like, they had that camera running for a little minute, but...
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I can cry on fucking spot.
I can't.
I can't.
It depends on what I'm doing. I did a play where I had to cry every night, and most nights I did it.
Really?
Yeah.
See, now they say when you can't cry is because life is so good.
I don't know if that's true. It's just I think it's just really kind of getting to that place. I guess what you're saying too is like, yeah, if you're having a great day, how you just gonna cry,
Yeah,
right?
look, I just saw this check.
Yeah.
It's hard to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I think about how much taxes they're gonna take out this motherfucker, I'm still
Exactly.
smiling.
I'll still be good.
You know what I'm saying? I'll still be good. Okay, so now you are from the Bronx.
I am.
Oh,
I am.
yes. Yeah,
Born and raised,
yeah,
Co-op City.
Yes, so was hip hop. Born and raised.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't in Co-op City, so you was like,
Yeah,
you was like in the fancy part of the Bronx. Yeah, y'all had buzzers and could hear people's voices in the hallway.
And the door worked when you
And the
buzz,
door-
right?
yeah,
It
exactly.
just opened right up.
Yeah, they cleaned your grass. Yeah, you came from the fancy part of the Bronx.
It's not really that fancy. It's probably like an upscale. Nah, I wouldn't even say it's a PJ. It's just something different. That's all.
Yeah, no, well,
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you, like, straight up coming straight out the group home, it was fancy for us. It was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
Co-op City. Oh, that's fancy.
That's what it is.
It's like, yeah,
I
they buzzers
appreciate
work.
that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, one of the things, too, that I would like to know about you is that, you know what? You have not changed. And, earlier we were talking about it because a lot of times I try not to have that conversation, off air
Yeah,
because we have
exactly.
such a great conversation.
Indeed.
But there was one of the things that you said about it that surprised me. You said it was both a blessing and a curse to still look so young. Like, you still look exactly the same. And, for people to be like, oh, we take it as like, oh, yeah, that's great that you still look exactly the same. But you said that it was a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, well, as an actor, I'm trying to play different roles. I'm trying to play older roles. I don't want to be stuck as the kid, you know, and now I'm just at a place where, you know, there have been roles that I've wanted and they're like, well, we still see you as the kid or you kind of look a little young, even though I am that age. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, nah, you don't look it though. So they go with somebody that looks older.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where the curse comes in for me. You know, I'm like, okay, it's cool that I look young and all that, but you know, I wanted that gig.
I know that's right. Okay, what would be your ideal part? Who would you, if you could play any part, what would it be?
Play any part?
Yes.
Or are we talking about like playing somebody that actually lived, or just any type of character?
Any type of character. Like if you had your choice.
I want to do an action movie.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Like you want to jump out of cars and...
I want to jump out of planes. I want to kick somebody in the face or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I want to be that one-man army. It doesn't have to be too crazy, but it also, I really want to do like Marvel movies. That's my dream. I was a big comic book kid. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing that it's blowing up right now, I'm like, ooh, I would love to be in one of those. Okay,
so just tell me, which character?
So that's hard because there's not too many. You know what I'm saying? Not too many African American heroes in the Marvel universe. There's a few, and some of them are taken already. So I'm like, unless they switch it up, I don't know. Like, as far as I could play Bishop. He's one of the X-Men, but I was always saying, like, from DC Universe, there's a character named Static. He's young though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like, if we want to reach back, I'll reach back for that one.
Okay, absolutely. Well, I'm going to tell you. See, I noticed that you went for, you know, the character that you felt was like, you know, African American character.
Yeah.
Listen, I'd play Wonder fucking Woman.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yes, I
days.
would. I would
That's
be Wonder Woman. I'm telling you, small bathing suit, them bracelets, ching 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 ching, and then I'll just wait for your character to come out.
Well,
but
I like to keep it the way it was, you know, like in the comics. But yeah, if y'all want to switch it up, I'll be Superman.
See what I'm saying? The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. You got to make them
I'll
think
throw that
it.
red cape on.
There you go.
We might have to switch up the little spandex suit a little bit, but, you know, make it more modern. That would be dope.
There you go. Put them in some basketball shorts.
I like Green Lantern, too. Whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever works.
Look, that's what that's what you got to do. You got to reach for that. That's right, y'all. This is Roxanne Shante, and look at that, Shante Sean. See that? Please believe it, baby. We'll be right back. Let's do it.
Have a nice day with Roxanne Shante featuring DJ Silk on Rock
the Bells Radio.
Okay, so if you're just now tuning in, of course, you know I am sitting here across from my Hollywood. You know, we say hip hop to Hollywood, so I'm going to use the Hollywood side for him. Absolutely, brother Sean Nelson.
Yes.
Of course,
I'm
so
here.
that's Mr. Fresh himself, the Wood.
Fresh, Big Mike from the Wood.
That's right.
And DeAndre from the Corner.
Absolutely. Now I'm gonna tell you, I love the character DeAndre from the Corner.
Oh, okay.
All day long. I was able to relate to the Corner. So many people were able to relate to the Corner in all different aspects of it, whether it was the good side, the bad side, the hustler, the fiend, whatever the case may be. So when you were playing that part, how much did it take for you to play that part? Like, where did you dig deep for that? How did you get into that character?
Well, we actually got to meet the real people when they, you know, unfortunately he passed away a few years ago, but we got to meet them and kind of just talk to them about their situation and their struggle. So that kind of helped also. But, you know, it was really just kind of building the character yourself. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to play you. Let me just watch you. You know, it was kind of like what I try to do is just put myself in that situation, you know, where, okay, I'm playing this character, but as this character, what would I do? You know?
Okay.
So that's how I approach it.
Oh, okay, absolutely. Okay, so now also in the Wood, which is like a age transition film. Now don't get this because you get what I'm saying, right? Because you know I'm not. Look, my people already know that I ain't all savvy with everything. I just say it how I say it. Okay, so this is like one of those age transition films where you played the younger part and Omar Epps played the older. How were you able to do that? Did you spend a lot of time together, or did you just played the best you, and then he just played the best you later?
Yeah, like that second part.
Yeah, like that second shit. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, because I only met him, I believe, once before we started shooting. So we just took a day and just kind of hung out with each other, and probably just kind of watched me because we shot the younger stuff first.
Okay.
And then they kind of watched that and kind of played off of that and matured the characters, I guess.
Yeah.
But, it was like I wasn't trying to be like him. you know what I'm saying?
And it's so funny.
I come first. I was younger.
There you go. Exactly. And what's so funny is that if you watch The Wood, you'll notice that some of the facial expressions and things that you used, he actually used them in an older version. Yeah, I watched it a lot.
Okay, I'm like,
Yeah, I watched it a lot.
That's what
you
it
know
is.
what I'm saying? Please believe. Now, okay, so now we have something on here called a question that is strictly for the OG, right?
Strictly for the OGs, question of the day.
Okay. Now, these questions can go anywhere. These questions can be anything about, where you grew up, the first time you lost a fight, how did you feel, all types of different things. But the one I want to ask you, being an actor, and, sometimes being an actor, you have your ups and your downs and your things. Tell me, when shit is hectic, what is your go-to meal? When shit is hectic, I'm talking like when you looking like, okay, I'm waiting for this check to come in. We getting ready to make this move. What are we gonna do? What do you do? Do you go to White Castles? Do you do ramen noodles? Do you do vegan, super vegan, or do you do the Hollywood thing and let other people take you out to eat and you just be like, yeah, I'll go to lunch with you. Hell yeah, and I'll take that to go.
Nah. I'm a Popeyes guy. Chicken tenders and French fries, $5 box. Yo, get it poppin'.
See, there you go. See, that's
and then I think now they got the surf and turf, so you can get that going. You know what I'm saying? The chicken tenders with the little fried shrimp with French fries.
There you go. Do you put a lot of butter on? Like
I don't do no butter.
Biscuits?
Nah, I do the biscuits, but I put jelly on the biscuit. Grape jelly, not the jam.
I said
jelly. I did not say jam.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's right, y'all. So if you're just now tuning in, you are listening to me talk to, of course, Sean Nelson. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we keep saying fresh because fresh happens to be one of...
it's crazy how many people still come up to me and be like, they'll see me and be like, fresh. And it's like, wait, I was 13 when I did that, but obviously they think I still look the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that was years ago.
See, and that's a beautiful thing, really. And I'm gonna tell you something. Take that and honor that, because it is. That means that God is definitely preserving you for so much more work that you have here to do, for real. Because those who age, really, I'm telling you, because those who age quickly phase the fuck out quickly. Those who age, you know what I'm saying? That's the way God does set you up. You good.
Yeah, I'm good.
You know what I'm saying? You are more than good. You are great. Because if you wasn't, you wouldn't be up on this motherfucker. Please believe that. How about that?
I appreciate it.
Okay, this is the ROXANNE. Got Sean Nelson up here with me. Let's do it.
Have a nice day with Roxanne Shante, featuring DJ Silk on Rock the Bell Radio.
Okay, so if you are just now tuning back in with us, of course, you know I am sitting here with my hip-hop to Hollywood brother, Sean Nelson, of course, Mr. Fresh himself, and you know what? I have a question that I want to ask you, or something that I really think that maybe, my crowd or my audience would love to hear, especially one parent right now who's listening and they have a child that they're putting into, I guess I want to say, the world of entertainment, or whether it's theater or acting or movies or whatever it is. What advice would you give to the parents regarding how to be with their children?
Well, I would say I kind of like how my mother approached it. She kind of did just let me rock. And also make sure your kid really wants to be doing this. Like, don't push them to do something that they don't want to be doing. They're just trying to please you. And I feel like I've seen a lot of that where, like, this kid don't want to be here. And they're just like, oh, got to do what my parents said. You know what I'm saying? But my mother, like, she let me know, like, when I didn't get the part, or when I did feel like I lost, she was like, well, there's always gonna be somebody better. You know what I'm saying? But that made me just think, like, yo, all right, next time I gotta be that person that's better. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's gotta be nobody better than me. But she just kind of made me feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to lose. Like, it's a natural thing. You're not gonna always be the man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it just made me, all right, I gotta work harder. That's how I felt. And I love doing it. That's the thing. Like, she saw that in me. Like I told you, I started out, I wasn't planning to be an actor. I was singing in kindergarten, and I just kind of got into this whole performing thing. They put me in piano classes, they put me in dance classes, they put me in all these different classes, and I just gravitated toward the acting, and they just saw that I loved doing it, so they supported me. So that I appreciate that. But, you know, I did get upset when I didn't get the roles. You know, it took a little while before things took off.
We all do, especially when we think that it's something that maybe we worked hard for, studied for, and we just thought that maybe we nailed it better than the other person.
Indeed.
You know, and you're always
and
supposed
there's so
to feel
many
that way.
things that come into play. You might have been great, but you just didn't have the look, or, you know what I'm saying, you just weren't right somehow. But it doesn't mean that you're a terrible actor. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be able to roll with the punches too. Like, every loss ain't really a loss. You know?
Absolutely. Because I'm going to tell you something. I would be one of those parents like, okay, you didn't get the role, and then later on in life, the person who got the role, they turned out to be fucked up in life. I say, now see what would have happened? You got that shit. You know what I'm saying? That could have been you. You know what I'm saying? Now let's just be thankful. See what I'm saying? Look at that. You all fucked up now. See what I'm saying? Yay, we didn't get that part. You know what I'm saying? I always try to find like the
silver
good.
lining.
Yeah, you have to. You have to find the silver lining. Okay, so now you said you started singing when you was 5. I'm not gonna ask you to sing, but I just want to know. You know how every little singer in the family, because like my daughter was like that little singer, and we used to have her sing like every motherfucking thing. What was the song that your mom always wanted you to sing like when the family came around?
She actually didn't want me to sing when the family came around. Yo. It was like because I was singing in the church, like, you know. So
okay.
It might have been a church song if they wanted me to sing that, but you know, I guess I used to always have to sing this song because I was a part of this little acting group, and they had me singing the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And I had my little solo part that I was singing. I think it was like the second verse.
Oh, that is so nice, because I'd have had you'd have been like the 5-year-old Marvin Gaye in my motherfucking house. I'd have blew your ass in the living room like, come on, baby, sing that shit for me.
It's funny, me and my brothers and sisters, there's quite a few of us, but we would sometimes, you know, I guess a lot of kids did this, would perform songs or whatever and do a little dance to it, choreograph. My sisters had me doing that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we was all kind of performing, but I was the only one that kind of was like, all right, this is what I want to do for real.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming up. Listen, anything that we could support you on, anything that you are doing, you definitely let us know. Hit us up with all your social media. Let everybody get up on there and get the follow.
You know, I don't have Twitter, but I do have Instagram. It's just Sean Nelson, SeanNelson. And I mean, I'm still on Facebook with the same name, Sean Nelson, but I don't really, I got the page. I don't really check in that much. I'll try to check in often. But yeah, you know, maybe I'll get a Twitter in the future.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, please believe it. Well, we getting ready to get into some Rock'em Sock'em robots up here. This is Roxanne Shante. My DJ's name is
Silk.
And we want you to have what?
A nice day.
Let's do it.
Dope.